Hey guys, and welcome back. As you can see, I'm currently outside of Wembley this morning, walking up the Olympic Way now. Pretty much in today's video, I came down here, I booked a VIP and a normal stadium tour at Wembley. So essentially what I was going to do, I was going to compare the two stadium tours. £24 for a normal one, £70 for a VIP tour. What are the differences? Is it worth it? That's what I came down for. The build-up for Wembley has begun now, of course. This Sunday, Newcastle play at Wembley for the first time in a cup final since 1999. The first in a lifetime for me, so I thought, while I'm down here for the entire week, there will be daily uploads, by the way, a little bit of a plug there. I thought, let's check out Wembley. It's the first time I've ever been to Wembley as well, by the way. I've actually intentionally waited till Newcastle have got to a stage like this. So we're going to check it out today. Unfortunately, the only footage you're going to see in this video is actually from the £24 tour. Essentially, I've epped up the VIP one, so I pretty much booked it. I was meant to book it for the 20th of February. I've somehow booked it for the 27th. I mean, what a moron I am. So if you really enjoyed this video, I'm down here anyway for the 27th, so the day after the Carabao Cup final. No, my luck, I'm going to be depressed after we've lost the final. I'm going to be on a bloody VIP tour at the ground we just lost at, so... I mean, if you like what you're watching, make sure to let me know and I will come back to the VIP tour and actually get that video done. But for now, unfortunately today, I'm going to have to just tell you about the differences in the VIP one. But yeah, I'll speak to the tour guide about that. Without further ado though, if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe, smash the like button, you enjoy it. Let's get into it. There it is, the biggest stadium in the UK, one of the biggest stadiums in world football. 90,000 seater stadium at Wembley. Of course, it's the home of the national team. We've actually got a Bobby Moore statue just behind me at the top. When I say last, I mean he's the only England captain to ever lift up a World Cup trophy. And because, of course, this is the home of the national team, there's actually a club shop downstairs where you can go and buy your England shirts. It's not particularly that big, but there is a little bit of history in there as well. Of course, my boy's Shearer's on the wall, so you want to go in, buy yourself some shirts, or just check out the area, make sure I do. So I've got to say, by the way, it's incredible. And as well as the fact that we have England playing here, we've got all sorts of concerts, and we also have every single English Cup final here. This is where legends are made, this is where heroes are born.
Hi guys, welcome to Wembley Stadium, or as I call it, my office. It's not a bad place to work, is it? Especially when the sun's out. It's quite nice. We have 90,000 seats here. It's the biggest stadium in the UK. But it's the second biggest in Europe. Anybody know the biggest one in Europe? Shout it out.
Nou Camp.
Yeah, Camp Nou, Nou Camp, whatever, Barcelona. Okay, they've got 98, nearly 99, I think, thousand seats. Quite a bit bigger, but we're the biggest in the UK. Every one of these 90,000 seats has an unrestricted view of the pitch. It is incredible. The reason for that is the arch, the Wembley Arch. That isn't just there to be pretty. It holds up 100% of the north roof. That's this side. It holds up about 60% of the other three roofs. That is, at half time, we can sell upwards of 40,000 pints of beer. Now that itself isn't the record. The record is we have 2,618 toilets. That beer's got to go somewhere. Okay, that is not just a record for any stadium in the world, that's a record for any building in the world. 2,618 toilets. You ready? One more time. 3, 2, 1.
Hello Wembley! Oh, you can actually hear the sound, that's crazy.
41 of you against 90,000. Imagine what that is doing when there's 90,000 people in here. The place rocks, it really does. When the media and the players mix, we're going to the media suite.
This, of course, will be where the media will go for international games. They interview Gareth Southgate and his players in front of all the sponsors here, discussing about our future World Cup victories, I'm sure. But yeah, it's a really nice area. We're going to head into the media suite now. We're going to check out the change rooms afterwards.
You'd have all your reporters standing on this side of the boards, the players would go up this side. On the way in, they're not meant to be interviewed or talked to them, so they'll go straight down here. They turn left if they're the home team, right if they're the away team, into the dressing rooms. After a match, it's different. If they're asked for an interview, they're meant to honour it, but they can, of course, still talk to their press officer and make some excuse up to not be seen. You know, my big toe hurts a bit, I want to go home. This is where the manager would normally sit. This is where the captain would normally sit. This would be the man of the match or somebody else significant would sit there. And this would be where the press officer would sit, the important guy. The guy to make sure you lot don't ask any horrible questions. Okay? And we can have 200 journalists in here. So when you do sit in a picture taking, you can imagine this full of 200 journalists all screaming at you and asking you horrible, horrible questions. It must be pretty daunting. All right, if you want your picture taken, come and make a nice queue this side. That's the shirts we got up there. The men's shirts at the back are from the World Cup game against the USA. Is the Stones one down? Yeah, on the front there it's got the date and the USA. These are their 4th shirts. These are official match shirts that they had out in Qatar. They have 4 shirts for every match for England. One for the first half, one for the second half, one which they sign, either themselves or the whole team, and they give to charity or whatever they want to do with it. And then they have a 4th which is a spare, in case one of them gets ripped or blood on or something like that. So these are genuine match shirts, but they're 4th unused shirts. So I'm going to embarrass 2 adults. Okay. We've got some Man United fans here, haven't we? Where's my Man United fans? Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, you've got the shirt right, so you are going to leave one team out. Thank you. And I've got a Newcastle, so we've got to do it. So you 2 are going to leave United and Newcastle out.
Nice.
Okay?
Wow, that's what it's all about. The walk I'm taking up now is the 107 steps up to pick up your Carabao Cup trophy this Sunday. The losing team has to do this as well just to get the runners-up medal. So either a tough or a very enjoyable walk for whichever team wins the final. So yeah, just soaking it in now. So just in front of me is where the royal family would sit on a match day, and in front of the royal family is where the cups will be lifted. So whoever wins on Sunday will come up here and lift the Carabao Cup trophy in front of this half-packed crowd. Of course, half the fans will be going home at that point. I mean, what a view you got to do it. Just walking out the tour now, and as you can see, they directly lead you into the club shop. So quite a smart business stance from Wembley to get people going straight into the club shop afterwards. But yeah, tour was really good. We'll talk about the differences with the VIP now. Just currently sitting in the box part now. I got myself a jug of Carling. I'll explain why in a separate video. Pretty much I couldn't get a pint, but I could get a jug apparently. Anyway though, as for the stadium tour, what is the difference between a £70 stadium tour and a £24 stadium tour? Well, the first and most obvious one is that the £70 one is a private tour. It would quite literally be a one-on-one between me and the stadium tour guy if I decide to go to my tour next week, which I'm stupidly booked in the wrong week. So chances are, if we lose the final, then whoever the tour guy is next week's going to have a free 2 hours. So yeah, I bet he'd be buzzing about that. But as for other things as well, now, this is something I personally don't like about Wembley that I've actually done for the private tours. So pretty much the banned parts of Wembley off for the £24 tour. So there's exclusive parts that you can only get if you pay £70. For example, there's a second trophy room that fans on a normal tour can't see. Another thing as well, you can't go inside the boxes, which you can under the private tour. Some other things as well you can sometimes do in the tour. It depends on what day you go, by the way, whatever's going on in the stadium. For example, this week you've already seen on the pitch that they're walking the pitch up ready for the final on Sunday. At times you can walk around the pitch. Today, chances are you can't do that. There's all little nitpicky things as well which you can do in some days but you can't do in other days. So ultimately, if you want the best possible tour experience at Wembley, pretty much forced you to get the £70 one. Whereas if you just want to see the stadium, for £24 my tour today was really good. I've got to be honest, I'm quite pleased with what I saw today. Doesn't feel like I've been sort of done dirty at all by the fact that you can do a more expensive tour. It feels like you get what you pay for. £24 is really good. Do you really get to see all the change rooms? There's actually 4 change rooms in total. But I see all the change rooms. You can see the 2 home ones there with the exclusive £70 one. You can see the other 2. But you can see the 2 home ones, which is the main point. You can see how the actual trading structure works. So yeah, you get to see the majority of things there, which is a big plus. And again, for £24, it's really not that bad. So I highly recommend it. Wembley is an unbelievable ground. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Apologies I couldn't show you the VIP tour. That's on my end, really. I've completely cocked up the £70 tour. So yeah, £70 waste if I don't turn up next week. So not ideal. Thank you guys for watching though. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next one.